I nowadays find normal jeans really boring. I don't know if it's just me or it's a common thing, and it's really hard to find interesting jeans at the store. So I decided to make myself one. I'll be using this gorgeous fabric that I found at the thrift store. It has all kinds of flowers. It's really nice and it's heavy. It's really heavy, and it mimics that denim. It has that denim feel, so I feel it's going to be perfect for this project. And it's written IKEA of Sweden, so I think it's an IKEA fabric of some sort. And for the pattern that I'll be using a Mood Fabrics pattern, that is the Nasrin pants. This pattern is my holy grail. I've used this for like 2 years, so it's a free pattern. I'll link it in the description and the first comment. You can go over there, download, and we can go along this project together. I'll start by laying my fabric, and I'll place it wrong side up, and then I will find the perfect way to lay my pattern pieces. Once I lay them, I like to go on with a chalk, trace it out on my piece of fabric, pin it in place, and then cut. This helps so that when I'm cutting, if the fabric or the pattern moves, I'll still have that line that I drew, and I will cut everything straight. So I cut off all of my patterns except the waistband, which in the course of those 2 years I lost. The pocket surprisingly was a little bit more work, but everything is cut, and these are my pattern pieces. I have 2 pieces of my pockets, 2 pieces of my front, and the front has a self-built fly, which for the pattern is like a fox fly. And these are my 2 pieces of the back, and I'm going to start by creating the small details, that is the darts at the back. The back has 1 dart on each panel, and the front has a pleat on each panel. And then I will work on all of those and then pin my pockets in place, and later I will sew the fly. Now let's get started on sewing. Have pinned my darts off in place, as you can see right here on both pieces, and then I have also gone ahead pinned my pleats. They're really small. I don't remember them being this small, but the pleats are really small. I wish I could have sized up so that I could have like bigger pleats, which at the end I eliminated so that the trouser could fit me better. But yeah, the pocket as well is pinned in place, and the pocket folds over so that it can look something like this. So I'll start off by sewing the darts, and when you get to the end, please don't backtack, but please tie off with like a double knot, and that way your dart will go nowhere. I'm going to be sewing that pocket piece that connects with the main front piece, and this is how it looks. So that everything can lay well, I'm going to unstitch to the pocket piece and fold it over all the way, and then I will fold again at the part where we have the notch. The pattern has notches. One thing I love about Mood fabric patterns is that it tells you what to do and where to do it. So I folded. Make sure that the part you've sewn and the notch match up so that everything is the right size, and then I'm going ahead matching up at the bottom of the pocket, pinning that in place so that my pocket is nice and flat. And at this point you start seeing how your pocket looks, so if there's anything to adjust, and I'm going to be sewing the bottom part of the pocket closed. Now let's work on the part that I was dreading a lot with this pattern, and that is the fly. So I folded over the part that goes on top like this so that I can see the whole picture, and this is the part that goes underneath the fly. So given that it was just one piece, I added a piece and I sewed it in place, wrong side touching the right side, as you can see right here. I hope you understood, so that once I turn it out, the right side is on top and it looks seamless. I tried to match up all those patterns. I trimmed off the excess at the curve and I made sure it's straight, and this is how we're looking. I'm going to be folding that seam allowance in place so that I have no raw edges, and this is the part I'm going to be attaching the zipper. So for my zipper, I'm going a weird way. I didn't have a normal zipper. Yes, I know. So I'm just going to be using an invisible zipper. Once I get a nice zipper, I'll change it out. So this is how I want my zipper to lay at this point. So on the modes pattern, this is supposed to be a fox fly. So there's no directions on how to do this. So this is how I usually do it. Just fold it in place, top stitch it, and this is what I have. The fly, looks kind of a fly. So now it's time to attach the piece that goes on top that covers up the entire fly. So that is how it's generally supposed to look. So you're going to pin in place right sides facing of the zipper and right sides facing of the piece of front. Pin that in place. Make sure that the two front pieces match up at the waist and at the bottom, and sew that in place. This is how it looks, kind of clean. Now fold over where we folded earlier and you will get something like this. I've closed mine. So now the only step that is left on this fly is top stitching that top piece in place. Make sure not to catch the bottom piece because it's supposed to open all the way so that you can wear it. And yes, that is the simplest way I can explain this fly. I hope you have understood, and everything for me looks really good. It's not the normal way of doing a fly, but this works for me and this pattern. Now I'm going to be sewing that front piece closed, and then I will do my back crotch seam. Now at this point my sewing machine decided, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. I need some rest, and so it rested for 3 good days. It was really looping, so I went ahead, just did the side seams, the in-leg seams, and the waistband. So please, my machine didn't work, so I'm sorry I didn't show that. Now let's work on this closure. So I left out these openings on my waistband so that I could show you how I fixed the closure. I've already fixed the bottom one, they're all the same, so I'll show you with the top one. So right now I'm just matching where I need to place the top piece, and I'm using all the energy I have, as you can see, to poke it in place. Just poke it in place, add the bottom piece, as you can see I'm doing here, and you're going to lay those pokey pieces in place using a pliers or whatever you have that can lay them in place, and you have your beautiful invisible closure, as you can see here. Let me tell you, this is the first waistband that I've done that looks this good, surprisingly, even though my machine didn't want to do it. And with that, this is the outcome. I love it so much. So the waistband is a self-drafted waistband. I lost the original piece, but I just traced the waist and then added some inches, and that's it. As you can see, it looks so perfect. I didn't know floral jeans would look this good on me. So if you like this, please subscribe, share to a friend, and like this video. Bye.